The Select Board held a meeting on Tuesday, July 23rd to finalize their decision on a small cell antenna Verizon wanted to install near Mitchell School. Here's more on what they had to say.
During the previous Select Board meeting, Verizon Wireless submitted an application for a license to build a new cellular antenna on Brookline Street. Due to objections from both Needham residents and the Needham Board of Health, the Select Board agreed to continue the hearing on July 23rd. Attorney Victor Manougian, representing Verizon Wireless, stated that since the Needham Board of Health had approved Verizon's antennas from 2 years ago, and since this new one is similar, that it was unreasonable for them to withhold approval.
I went through our record and looked at the first 9 that went through the board a few years ago, and at that time the Needham Board of Health had looked extensively at the materials Verizon submitted in support of our small cell petitions and seemed to be satisfied with the submissions and the RF analysis. So we would suggest that the rationale would apply to this single pole as well.
Steve Epstein responded for the Needham Board of Health.
There was a characterization that the Board of Health was, happy with the calculations that were done previously and therefore should be happy with these. The data has changed. As I mentioned at the last hearing, there is new scientific evidence for this. Basically, we may wind up coming out saying, something, the science isn't there yet to show causality, but there's enough there to say we ought to be at least a little conservative for this. So we may come out with a recommendation that says, look, let's, it's not a problem putting it someplace, but let's not put it in front of a school. Let's use some common sense here.
It sounds to me as though the Board of Health, and again, I know, Victor, you're going to say to us that health doesn't have anything to do with this. We're dealing with the citizens that elect us. We're dealing with the citizens that are sitting here in this room and watching this on TV. And if they have concerns, we have concerns.
The board unanimously voted to deny the application. Verizon Wireless may still submit an application for an antenna in the future, but the board indicated that it would prefer that they seek approval from the Needham Board of Health before doing so. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Derek Reisner.